hard. It's a little hard to hear.
I'm not a doctor, but thank you.
The promotion was just incidental, but for the type of thinking that we just heard, my sincere thanks to Amberin Zaman. I believe it is exactly this type of thinking and approach, and it's exactly in moral dimension that our people at some point will overcome the existing difficulties and will face each other and will face reconciliation and normalization of our relations. My comment is just in a way of, in a pragmatic field, just dealing, I think, this golden opportunity that Amberin Zaman said it's being lost, it's almost lost, and as she aptly mentioned, Armenia withdrew. Armenia suspended the ratification process, and we never know if this situation continues, which direction the things will develop. But we are dealing, I think, with the strategic misconceptions in this situation, both in, first of all, in Azerbaijan, and second of all, in Turkey, because this current situation is there because Turkey made the linkage and put forward the precondition of the Nagorno-Karabakh issue first, then Armenia-Turkey normalization. I think there is a strategic misconception because for Armenia, with or without that open border, the border is definitely important to be open, not only for Armenia, also for Turkey, maybe more for Armenia, I don't know. But with or without that open border, Armenia's position on Nagorno-Karabakh conflict will never change. And I can say this for sure because Armenia's position on Nagorno-Karabakh conflict is based on is deriving from the notion of the right of the people of Nagorno-Karabakh to self-determination. And that border, whether it's open or closed, it was our conviction that had we had a chance of normalization with Turkey and moving forward, that would have definitely conducive and better environment for Armenia resolving the issue of Nagorno-Karabakh conflict. But I think in Turkey, people went to the different direction, and unfortunately, Azerbaijan in this case played a negative role in the terms of influencing the relations of the attempts of resolution of a normalization between second and third country. So in this sense, I think we are in the middle of nowhere at this situation. And unfortunately, in Turkey, we hear more and more frequently from Turkish side that officials that there is a process. I just want to make it sure 100% that at this point there is no process. We wish there was a process. There is no process. In the terms of a process, there can be only one thing, and that's the ratification. Sorry for my extended comments, but that's the current situation, and I wish, thanks to a type of thinking we just heard, we will be able still to move forward, and if there is a leadership prepared for moving forward, there will be readiness from the opposite side. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Well, I want to say a few words about this, and I respectfully disagree with Amberin Zaman's statement, and unfortunate to hear that there is no process kind of statement. No, just about the protocols are dead, and there's nothing, it's derailed, etc. Okay, fine. I can take it. I can accept. Anyhow, but my colleague from Armenian embassy said that there's no process in there. I disagree with that. You know, Turkey and Armenia have invested a lot in this process, and there is a real undernote when Armenia declared that it's suspended, not cancelled. I think there is still a hope and the will from both ends that to end this process successfully. But there are realities in the region. Yes, you are both right that in the protocols there's no word about Nagorno-Karabakh issue, but it's a reality. Armenia invades almost 20% of Azeri proper territory. It has nothing to do with Nagorno-Karabakh. Why, for instance, as a goodwill sign that Armenia cannot withdraw from two rayons that are unrelated and unstrategic to Nagorno-Karabakh issue, Azeri proper territories, and to empower Turkish parliament and people to vote in favor of these protocols. There is such a realistic connection there. And I think both sides, there will be ups and downs in this process. But I am sure, you know, maybe after the elections, I don't know the timetable of it, but, you know, this will revive and will end positively. And about the genocide resolution here at the U.S. Congress, you know what, Turkish people couldn't care less anymore after these sentiments. You know, they will, I mean, if you want to put fuel into a fire, yes, please do it, you know. Go ahead, and you will see what's going to happen. Is it going to solve any problem at all? Is it going to ease any pain that, you know, those Armenian Americans feel or Armenians feel about it? And is it going to serve into the peace? I don't think so. I certainly doubt about it. But, you know, Turkish people couldn't care less. And, you know, if it passes, you know, everybody will live with the repercussions of it.
Amber?
I just want to briefly respond to what you said about process. I think the trouble is that a lot of people are beginning to believe that Turkey is more interested in process rather than results when it comes to the Armenian issue. And
Well, we were at the conference with Foreign Minister
May I
Davutoglu
just
in Oxford.
finish my
I'm sorry, I
remarks?
took it. Sorry.
And you
Okay.
were talking about Nagorno-Karabakh, and you seem to agree that, you know, until Turkey, rather Armenia withdraws from Karabakh, there shouldn't be relations. Is that what you're
No,
saying?
I'm not saying that. You know, we have to see end of the tunnel in that.
Well,
You
what
know,
I can
in
tell you
that
is
in that.
this: the more Turkey talks about playing a mediating role between Armenia and Azerbaijan, the less likely it is that Armenia will do anything, because as Armenia sees it, Turkey was a party to that conflict. Turkish military, I actually covered the Karabakh War as a journalist, and Turkish officers were training Azeri soldiers and providing military equipment. So I don't think Turkey is exactly in the position of being an honest broker in this conflict.
I'm not
And
saying
if we're
as an
talking
honest
about,
broker.
you know, Armenia intervention in the conflict on the side of the Nagorno-Karabakh people, well, we can draw parallels with Cyprus then as well. And how annoyed do we get when the Europeans tell us that we should make some unilateral move in northern Cyprus, withdraw troops or return Famagusta as a gesture of goodwill, in return for what? Why? There are many parallels there.
At this
No,
point,
I-
I'm going to intervene